I'm Chris Schrader. I'm a faculty member here at the law school, and I've been just delighted to be sitting in a chair with the rest of you all for the last couple of days, learning a great deal about court of public opinion for the court of public opinion, the court of public opinion, the court of public opinion.
I say with much pride, court is now in session. Court is now in session. Court is now in session. Court is now in session.
The Court of Public Opinion in session, the Almighty Supreme Master. Holy Honorable Honorary Judge SWOOP, presiding, let all bear witness. The Court of Public Opinion allows David Otunga, alleged lawyer, to present case claims to the court. Judge SWOOP grants permission to proceed with arguments. If the Honorable Judge SWOOP rebuts more than 2 or more statements, exposing them to be false, the argument shall be dismissed and the lawyer will be suspended indefinitely from this court. Court is now in session. Proceed with caution. Begin.
My name is David Otunga. I'm sure by now you've all seen this horrible video of Rajah Jackson just raining down punches on an unconscious professional wrestler who we come to find out is named Psycho Stu.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Honorary Judge SWOOP rebuts that statement. Disregard David's attempt to manipulate the public and the jury with any assumptions or presumptions made by David in order to present his claims will not be accepted in the court of public opinion. David, let me remind you that your assumptions or presumptions does not serve as evidence against Rajah. To my knowledge, no one has presented any evidence to support that Psycho Stu was knocked out, unconscious, or even injured. In fact, there's photos proving that Psycho Stu is not injured. And hearsay is not accepted as legal facts. These are not facts. These are hearsay, and that is not acceptable to be the basis of any arguments in this court, and it will not be allowed. You've received your first strike, and now you are on a warning. Proceed, David.
I want you to pay attention for something, because this is a major thing. When Rajah enters that ring, he has Psycho Stu's consent. Because as professional wrestlers, we are giving consent to our opponent or whoever's in the ring with us, where we're actually giving our body to them. Because once Psycho Stu's head hit the mat, he was unconscious. And I'm going to tell you what ended there. Not only did his consciousness end, but that also means his consent ended.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Somebody who's unconscious can no longer give consent. And what Rajah did was clearly outside of the scope of consent, outside of the scope of employment. I mean, this was heinous. You've seen it. It's just disgusting.
All right, order in the court. David, this is your second violation. So David makes the claim that Rajah was given consent by Psycho Stu. So that is a legally binding agreement, people. Since you're familiar with wrestling and you're explaining to us that Psycho Stu given Rajah consent, nowhere in that clip or any other clip that I've witnessed has Stu revoking that consent at any time. There was no evidence that Psycho Stu was injured, unconscious, or unconsenting at any point in any evidence presented to us via photos, contracts, or video. There is no evidence to support what you just claimed, which will make your statement false. It's a false statement, and it's pseudo, and it's baseless only on the assumptions and presumptions that come from David and other detractors and sympathizers of Psycho Stupid. Your Claim will be rebutted and ejected. Now, you have one last opportunity to present your case in this court. Use it wisely. Proceed, David.
Is I actually think this is aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Because let's not forget, Raja is an MMA fighter. And if you're an MMA fighter, that requires you to have a license, just like a boxer, where your hands and feet are considered deadly weapons. And so the moment that Psycho Stu was knocked unconscious and Raja was just raining down blows upon him, that's assault with a deadly weapon.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Harvard Law, people. Okay, so this is your third strike. So we are going to dismiss your claims. And let me explain to you about this last strike, which is even more egregious. That you are a graduate from Harvard Law and you're arguing that a wrestler or MMA fighter is a weapon in your opinion. Listen, all you gotta do is a Google search, people, to see that that is not true, and that is a Hollywood myth. The only place where you hear people say that type of stuff is in Hollywood movies. All right, listen to this. Just a quick Google search. The idea that trained fighters must register their hands as deadly weapons is a perversive and enduring myth. The notion has been fueled by Hollywood films, urban legends, and promotional stunts by boxers, while no U.S. state requires such a registration. Okay? A fighter's training and skills can still influence legal proceedings if they are involved in an assault. Yes. But are their bodies considered a weapon? No. Okay? All right? This is Hollywood fiction. This is publicity stunts. This is all what David, a Harvard graduate, is trying to present to y'all as factual evidence to sustain a claim against Raja Jackson, and we're no longer going to tolerate that, people. Okay? David, you have made several false statements in your claims, and for this, I believe you should be barred from ever practicing law ever again. You're a terrible lawyer and a terrible person, and you, with the lengthy criminal record you have, and all the things that have went down in public for you, you should, really, really consider your behavior, your reputation, and your career after this video. You should really give that a thought before, you're literally just laughed off the face of the earth. You're already one of the biggest ass clowns I've ever seen on TV. I've seen you in multiple shows, lying, groveling, just being a low-level, low-hanging fruit of a nothing lame. The only thing you've done of any importance was get around Jennifer Hudson to, trap her with a baby. And, here she is being a single mom because she doesn't want to deal with your steroid psychopathic ass, allegedly putting your hands on her and, trying to harm her and do all kinds of stuff to her, and that's actual crime. Unlike Raja Jackson, who hasn't even been charged with a crime, despite you and others trying your best to portray him in a criminal light in order to, provoke or pump up the LAPD to charge Raja as a criminal, even though he has not done anything illegal or criminal, unlike you, who was charged. So the police had probable cause against you. That's why they filed charges against you and had you fighting in court with a lawyer of all things. It was funny because you had to have a lawyer represent you, despite the fact you're a lawyer. So it's very telling, that you are a lawyer who represents other people. But when you got in trouble, you went to another lawyer because you are a failure and can't represent yourself. See, if you would have represented yourself, you would have got your boot smoked. So you had to go and get a actual competent lawyer, people. So look at her. He's incompetent. David, whatever your name is, you are incompetent incel and a beta male simp mangina who is a goofy, and I would never recommend you as anybody's lawyer. You're a terrible person, a terrible lawyer. You have a terrible history, and unlike what you're trying to paint Raja as, you actually are. You somebody who has done or was allegedly done some heinous things to somebody. The only people who believe things were heinous as far as what happened to Psycho Stu is psychotic, racist, stupid idiots and incel beta male simp manginas like yourself. So yeah, your claim is dismissed and you are barred from this court, never to be seen again. Get them out of here. Bailiffs, court's adjourned.